Hello, I am Hilda Castillo, Marin Women Hall of Fame class of 2003. It is an honor to welcome you to the Marin Women Hall of Fame class of 2026 inductee interview, presented by Kaiser Permanente. In this series, we have the privilege of sitting down with this year's inductees to hear firsthand about their life, their careers, and the remarkable journeys that have led them to this well-deserved recognition. Since 1987, the Marin Women Hall of Fame has inducted more than 160 extraordinary women, leaders who have made meaningful and lasting contributions to Marin County, its residents and communities far beyond. These honorees represent excellence across diverse fields, including education, science, businesses, philanthropy, the arts, politics, law, philosophy, and religion. Each has been a catalyst for positive changes, and it is an honor to help celebrate and preserve their stories. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce Nancy Johnson, who is being inducted into the Marin Women Hall of Fame in 2026 for her visionary work in health and medicine. Nancy, it is so nice to see you.
Thank you.
And please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Hilda. First, let me say that I'm honored to be here.
Thank you.
I am just overwhelmed with honor. My name is Nancy Johnson. As you said, I am a widowed mother of two, great-grandmother, grandmother, great-grandmother. I'm a native of Marin County, and I am a retired real estate professional. I have not always lived in Marin County, but I graduated high school in Southern California in Los Angeles, and I went on to study real estate in Jackson, Mississippi, where I earned a designation of GRI in the real estate profession. I returned to Marin County, and I retired from Marin Housing Authority. I also worked with affordable housing developers, and I am a past elected official for the Marin City Community Services District, and I serve on boards and commissions, and I currently serve as the chairperson of the Marin City Health and Wellness Center. I just want to say I'm not a provider, you know.
Nancy, tell us about the special things that help shape who you are today. Who were the people in your life who inspired and influenced you?
So when I think about my upbringing, I would say I'm influenced by my community and my family and my church. I think I learned my first lessons of love and sharing and caring from my community. I grew up in Marin City. And Marin City is a community considered to be a village where adults looked after each other's children, and children treated adults with respect as they would their own parents. We were a sharing community. We are a sharing community. So you are taught how to kind of invite people in, treat them as you would yourselves. I think it was very important to how I treat other people and consider, how to relate to other people by my experiences that I had in the Marin City community. I think, too, that my grandparents were very influential in my upbringing. During the summers, I spent my summers in Mississippi. Both my mom's mom and my dad's mom lived in the same little town in Mississippi, just a few blocks from each other. My mother's mother was an activist and very involved in NAACP and the civil rights movement. My dad's mom was a person who offered housing to people who really were in need, or people who were traveling through looking for work. So it just was, a lesson in caring and loving other people and trying to lift people up, making sure that you did them no harm.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Nancy, can you tell us about an important learning in your life that you believe has been key to your success?
Again, I think it's the village. That was my first teachers in my church. And, and I think I really started to learn about oppression and differences, really. I think from church, from Bible study, from children's church. When you think about the stories in the Bible and the struggles that people had, it's really stories of oppression and difference. And I always wondered about that, why that was. And then when I grew older and would visit Mississippi, I started to recognize, again, differences, segregation, discrimination. And, when I was growing up, my mother used to tell me about her experiences and my dad's experiences in the South, and I thought, oh, that was a long time ago. That doesn't happen anymore. But when I grew older, I realized that it did happen. And then when I became a real estate salesperson, I again was made aware of differences and segregation and discrimination and redlining. So my first experiences in real estate were in Mississippi. After I earned my license, I sold real estate in Mississippi right after graduation from college. So, after earning my designation. And that was a struggle. And then when I returned to California, I transferred. I was licensed here in California, and I discovered redlining and differences again. Mm-hmm. So, and it was very hurtful because, like I said, I thought that the stories that I had heard had ended and that there was no longer a need for the civil rights fight. I have to say, too, that while I was in Mississippi, I was there in the 60s and early 70s. And so it was during the civil rights movement, and I was involved in voters registration because I just couldn't believe that people were being denied the right to vote. But along with that work of registering people to vote, I also experienced burning churches, being followed, by people who just were not in agreement that everyone should have the same rights. And so those are the things that motivated me to do, what I've done since.
Incredible experience. And Nancy, what drew you to your work, and how has that shaped your career?
So those experiences that I spoke about, recognizing differences and recognizing oppression, drew me to do what I do. I consider myself an advocate for or on behalf of people who are not confident to speak for themselves. I believe that we as humans very much have the same needs. We all need clean air, water, housing, education, health, good health. I think without those things, our quality of life is not good. So what draws me to serve on the Marin City Health and Wellness Board of Directors is because my experiences in real estate caused me to recognize that when people are not earning a good income, then they're not able to purchase properties. And you can't earn a good income if you don't have educational opportunities. And even when you have those opportunities, if you are not healthy, you cannot learn. You cannot learn if you're hungry or unhealthy. And so I think, for me, I recognize, let's start at the beginning. Let's start with good health. Let's make sure people are not hungry, and then we can help them to become educated so that they can earn a living that is suitable for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So really, that's what drives me. I started trying to lift people up as a social worker, and from there, in my real estate career, I worked with first-time home buyers because I wanted them to understand the terms of their purchase. And a lot of times when people don't have that experience, they don't,
That's right.
recognize all the things that they are responsible for as a homeowner. So,
yeah. Wow, what an experience. I am sure that those who are watching this interview have been very inspired by your professional accomplishments and personal commitment to the community. I would love for you to share with us what inspired you.
I think, again, it's my own experiences of having been nurtured and, looked after. I think, really my church kind of said, you better be good. But, I think the combination of church and family and community is what drives me to I want other people to have those same experiences. I think I was fortunate. And I think that, what I've experienced gave me the confidence to be able to stand, to be able to speak. I think my faith reminds me, God's got me.
Oh.
And, not to be afraid. So there you go.
Wow, wonderful. So, given your experiences and achievements, what are your hopes for the community of Marin? What are some of the hope and needs you would like to see addressed?
You know, Marin is my community. I just happen to live in the neighborhood of Marin City. And, you know, I don't think that caring and nurturing is structured, I want to say. I don't think that it has to be a certain way. And I think that empathy has a lot to do with equality and equity and all of that. I mean, if I would like for those of us that have empathy and compassion to share how to care for each other with others so that they could learn to care and share with others. That would be my hope for Marin, that we all related to each other as community, as family, as children of the same family, the human race, you know?
Yes.
And so, you know, that would be my ultimate hope. But I certainly think that high on my list is health care. That's high. I think that when people are healthy, they are able to contribute to the entire society. I think housing is essential. We cannot expect for people to be productive and have any quality of life if they are not housed. I think too that for those who don't currently have compassion and empathy, then if other things are driving them to do what they do, I think they should think about what it costs them. Mm-hmm. It costs to leave people unhoused. It costs for people to be unhealthy. And so if cost is your concern, consider that. Consider that, you know, rather than pay for it in one way or another, let's make it so that each one of us can contribute to the betterment of all of us.
Very good. Very good. Nancy, your story is so rich with so many accomplishments. If you had to choose one area or focus that your legacy has impacted the most, what would that be?
You know, I don't know that I expect what I consider to leave what I consider to be a legacy. Mm-hmm. But what I would hope is that people would remember that I cared about them and that I wanted them to be, basically, people are flowers in my garden of life. My garden is full of flowers and colors and music and wind, and I want everyone to be a part of that. It almost brings tears to my eyes, you know, that I want people to live. I don't want them just to exist. I want them to live. And so if I can contribute to them living and having quality, adding quality to their life, I would love for that to be my legacy.
Thank you, Nancy. That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing stories from your remarkable life and work with us. And thank you to our viewers for tuning into the YWCA Marin Women's Hall of Fame Class of 2026 inductee interviews presented by Kaiser Permanente. To learn more about the YWCA Marin Women Hall of Fame and our honorees, please visit the YWCA Golden Gate Silicon Valley webpage at www.yourywca.org.